Welcome and hello. Today we need to keep speaking about the importance on how you can position your products in a way that your ideal customer will buy them. Because we've seen we need to be addressing that one person, that one specific person, and really appeal to them. And in order to be able to appeal to them, we need to know them really, really well. We need to know their likes, their dislikes, their problems, their hopes and fears, all that good stuff and bad stuff. We need to know everything about them so that we can talk to them in a voice, in a language that they will understand, they will react to, and they will ultimately buy because you've persuaded them. And I really cannot emphasize how important this is. I can't emphasize this enough. You, as an entrepreneur, some of you do it instinctively right, and you're just living in the midst of your ideal customers. Maybe you are your own ideal customer, and then you will be getting this much more right than others who are just having a stab in the dark. But to make this fun, because that's what it is about. I see a lot of people roll their eyes when it comes to this type of research and strategy, but it has to be done. Somebody's got to do it, and it has to be you, right? So today I'm going to show you the 6 personas you can adopt to really get your ideal customer. These personas, they're based on the 3 steps that I love going on about, the 3 steps to understanding your ideal customer. And there's another video about that on here as well. But the 3 steps are profile your ideal customer, understand your ideal customer, and verify your ideal customer. Just a quick recap, the profile is the demographic data. The understand is putting yourself into their shoes and living in their world and imagining their pain and gain points and feeling into that. And the verify then is to see, have I done the profile right? Have I understood them right? Because you'll be talking to the real thing, to the real ideal client out there in the world. And to make this more fun, I'm going to give you now 6 personas you can adopt in each of these stages to get this right and make this a task that you love doing. Because honestly, and I hate to break it to you, but for each product that you roll out, each offering, you will have to look, is this still for the exact ideal client, or is it somebody slightly different? And you will have to address, if it's a new person, them in a slightly different tone. So we need to really, every time we're having something new, we're offering something, we need to know who exactly is this for. So to get started for the profile task of this, you could adopt the persona of the data miner. The data miner, and that is a really easy, simple task that can be done from your sofa with your laptop, and you will be looking at research, data that's out there, demographic data from the government or official sources or third-party data, whatever you can get your hands on. Keep an eye on all the data you can get related to your subject. What are the most often asked questions that you get? What are the most popular topics about this on social media? All this is data that you can analyze, and you do not need to leave your house. Now, we need to be careful, of course, because data is always static. Unless it's updated in real time, you'll be dealing with something that has been collected at a certain point in time. So be mindful of that. But having all this data will help you profile and build that profile. Now, getting to the understand point. The understand is where you toss your own shoes, toss it, and say, I'm going to step into the world of my ideal customer and you'll be the actor. Like an actor, you're going to take on the persona of the ideal customer and really go deep on their hopes, fears, and really imagine what they must be going through. Imagine what they must be telling themselves when they're on your sales page. All of that information, that is what the actor does. And this is a fun, personally, I like this task. Many people don't like it so much because it can be daunting, I guess, but put yourself in their shoes and feel how they feel. That's the first two. And now, and this is the bulk of the work, is the verify. And the verify has 4 personas. It's the journalist, it's the observer, it's the scientist, and it's the, let me just see, the colleague. I've got notes there. So the journalist, the observer, the colleague, and the scientist. So these 4 will make sure that you observe your ideal customer in an ideal way. The journalist is easy, simple. You verify, you ask the right questions, you interview your people. And I've said before, and I'm saying it again because it's so good, get 5 people, 5 of you, what you think is your ideal customer. Sit each of them down for 30 minutes and ask them really good, objective questions, like a real journalist recording, not leading them, not telling them too much about why or what you do, just asking, talking, and recording this. Now, the journalist has something in common with the observer. The observer is a bit different. They don't come in and ask proper guided questions. They just stand there observing, watching your ideal customer in real life conditions. So, I mean, ideally real life conditions. Obviously, big companies have their test room, their test kitchen, where they watch their people through a mirrored glass. We are not like this, of course. We would be, maybe you could say, can I sit with you while you do your social media strategy? Or I just want to see what's going through your mind. And then you just sit back and watch them. Or you watch them, whatever is your subject and your field of business. And you observe people. You can even do that if you every day take this. That's really my a big takeaway from this is always observe your ideal customer. If you are a fitness coach, when you're in the gym, look at the people who are the ones that are your ideal customers and see what do they say, what do they wear, how do they feel, that is amazing. And the observer and the journalist, both of them, that task is really done well if you stay very objective. So the more you can detach and just observe and not interpret it and see what you want to see, but really properly, objectively watch. And you could do it like this. When you take notes afterwards, maybe you've done a non-intrusive video, or you just take notes, but you say what I see. That's what you write down. You just write down what you see and then what I think it means. So later on you don't interpret. You can go back on things you've seen and you are sure that what you've seen is just recorded objectively without your interpretation. So these are the 2 observing ones. Then we've got the scientist. There is you will have to be objective because the scientist means you do a test condition. In the easiest way I can explain it like this. You have maybe all heard of A and B testing of your landing pages, which means you create a page with a photo of you and see if many people will sign up there, or you create a page with a photo of the thing you're selling and see if maybe more people react to that. So that's an A/B testing where you get numbers, really facts. You get figures and facts there. Other tests, you could set up more sophisticated tests. If you've got a product-based business or even a shop, you could say, do people buy it more if it's there in front of the counter or by the exit? Do they grab the product more easily in different locations? And if you really keep a tally, you will get real answers. So the scientist is a good thing to do. It could be in real life conditions as an entrepreneur, maybe not as easy for you to always do. Although, of course, the A/B testing is a good thing to do for all of us. And then the last one is the colleague. The colleague, what I mean with colleague, and this is also a trick actually to get people more involved in your business. The colleague is somebody who creates, co-creates with your ideal customers. For example, on social media, you're like, hey guys, do you prefer this book title or that book title? Do you want this cover or do you maybe like this cover more? So this way you get real insight, hopefully, from the people answering your questions. You will get them involved in the creation. So once the book comes out, they'll be like, oh yeah, that was the title I chose. You get them really invested in your product like that. And of course, even better, let's say you're creating a real product or a course, a service. You could say, hey, you five, you come help me. I'm going to build a product that's to your specifications, and let them have a proper co-creation and a say in what you're doing. So that is what I can tell you about how to really involve the ideal customer in your life, how you can step into their world and be really present, because this is what your business depends on. Really understanding them, living in their shoes, knowing what they need. That way you can help them best. And obviously, as an entrepreneur, you can sell much better to them. So don't skip any of these. Try to make them all part of your life. Definitely do the profile, do the understand, and do the verify. You don't need to have all the 4 personas from your verify: the colleague, observer, journalist, and scientist. But choose 1 or 2 of those as well. And if you want more of this, please subscribe. And also I've got a lot of resources linked down below. So join me, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye.